Welcome to SibSpot. Today's Reddit stories are from Today I Effed Up. Story 1 today is kind of interesting because it is something that actually happened in 2006, and this person who's writing this story claims that they're responsible for what happened. I'll share a couple more details about it at the end of the story. Story 1 is by Vegetable Tomato 764. Today I effed up by canceling my roommate's favorite TV show. This didn't happen today, but many years ago when I was in college. My roommate was obsessed with one particular TV show, which I was also a fan of, but he was very into it. He joined different forums and groups about it. He participated in chat rooms about it. He was obsessed. At the time, it was up in the air as to whether or not the show would be canceled. So, being an immature 19-year-old, I decided to have a little fun. I had recently found out about this service that would distribute anyone's article for free. Knowing that my roommate had alerts set up for everything to do with the show, I was fairly certain that if anyone was going to see what I was about to do, it would be him. I wrote up an article announcing the cancellation of the show. I started it off making it sound very official and professional, and then deliberately threw some bizarre statements into the article. Things that would never appear in any official announcement. I looked it over, sent it in, and promptly forgot about it. The next morning, I got up, jumped in the shower, and started getting ready for class. I heard my roommate shout, "Oh my God!" I walked back into the room and asked, "What's going on?" My roommate looked devastated. They canceled it. They actually canceled it. They're idiots. I asked him why they had done that. He proceeded to read the rest of the article out loud. As he reached the bizarre statements, he got a confused look on his face, held his hands towards the screen, and said, "What the heck is this crap?" I burst out laughing, and my roommate realized he'd been had. He shook his head. "You're an idiot. Seriously, dude? How did you even get that out there?" We had a good laugh about it. He vowed to get me back, and I went off to class. Later that day, I walked into our dorm, and my roommate had a huge grin on his face. "Congratulations, dude. You're famous," he said happily. "What did you do?" I asked. "Oh, I didn't do anything," he replied. "This is all your doing." He sent me a link and told me to open it up. The link opened up to a post on one of the fan forums of the show. The subject was the show's cancellation, and the post was a direct copy of my fake article. Below, people were reacting with devastation and pure outrage at the network's decision to cancel the show. They had overlooked the bizarre statements and had taken the fake article as an official cancellation of the show. I couldn't believe that it had spread so far. I read page after page of devastated fans mourning the demise of their favorite show, and then the mood shifted. The creator of the show posted on the forum after he was contacted by several fans. The post was along the lines of, "Well, I hope we're not canceled because I'm at the office and working. Now I'm fielding phone calls from my writers asking if they still have jobs." "Oh, crap," I said. My roommate burst out laughing. "Oh crap is right, dude. Keep reading." As I continued to read, the tide of comments turned from angry at the network to angry at whatever effing F-head decided to pull this stunt. These people were out for my blood. They talked about tracking me down and beating the crap out of me. That was when I learned my roommate was far from the most devoted fan. At least he found it funny. They wrote to both the network and the show creator encouraging them to serve paperwork on the service I used to release the article in order to find out my IP, which would have traced me to the college and likely resulted in disciplinary, if not legal, action against me. I spent the next 2 months thinking I was going to get expelled or arrested. Meanwhile, my roommate just laughed at me every time I got anxious and told me it served me right. The following month, the fake article was referenced by TV Guide and is still mentioned on both the IMDb and Wikipedia pages for the show. As for me, well, I haven't spoken about this in many years, and I'm still choosing to use a throwaway because my regular account has a bit too much of me on it. You do not want to mess with people's favorite TV show. Oh, some people, that's like all they have in life. They're just waiting for this show and they have nothing else going on, and this is their highlight for the day. So you do not want to mess with people's TV shows. But it's an interesting read, but I'm not going to dig too deeply into whether it's true or not. But some of the internet sleuths out there did dig deeper and figured out what the show was, and there is actually an IMDb link about it. It happened in 2006. Down in the comments by Lil Pink Panties, I'm confident it was Veronica Mars. They linked the IMDb trivia about the hoax article. It even mentions Rob Thomas, who's the creator, reassuring the writers. This was in 2006, so Lost would have also been airing as per OP's claim that they were watching Lost simultaneously. And Veronica Mars did receive another season. I looked at this. I've never watched Veronica Mars, and prior to this story, I actually never even heard of it. I'm going to have to binge watch it at some point. I like to watch a lot of TV shows, given the chance. But apparently, according to my Google search, Veronica Mars went from 2004 to 2019, and then I guess it ended. But it's a rather interesting read. This person's almost like a mini celebrity in a way. The OP did confirm that it was in fact Veronica Mars, and they posted the investigation about it and the IMDb link. This is why there's so many fake news articles out there, because there are services you can just write something and they'll post it. And if it goes viral, it doesn't even have to be true. People will consider it to be canon for a while. Our next story is by Hormonymous. Today I effed up by extracting some lady's fancy lacy panties out of my pants leg. So I'm at a conference, arrive the night before and have a few drinks, BS with some folks, and crash out, sleep a little late and wake up at 8:18 a.m. Thing is, I have to meet a few senior executive people from a very well-known consumer electronics company. I'm a tech person. We're talking about a chip that goes into one of their products. The meeting was to be over coffee at 8:30, so I jump up, shower, dive into my suitcase, and pull the pants and shirt out that I was meant to press the night before. So I'm in effing shambles, but get more or less covered and head to the elevator. I feel this weird bulge in the back of my knee, like there's something stuck in the pant leg, but I don't have time to address it. I get off the elevator and see the folks in the lobby and stride right over. We press the flesh. I've never heard that phrase before. Get some coffees and sit down at the lobby table and start talking technicals. So I'm deep into describing fuse burn for security keys or some crap like that, and place my right ankle on my left knee so I'm making a number 4 figure with my legs. I'm gesticulating and describing stuff and fidgeting like the proper, I don't know if they mean English autist or engineer autist, but it's ENG autist I am, when I must have subconsciously remembered the weird bulge in my pant leg and decided to reach up in there and grab it. So I yanked it out real obviously and produced a pair of my wife's red, frilly, lacy panties. They just must have gotten mixed up with the pants in the dryer or something. I freeze, look at them in my hands. Everyone stops talking, looks at them, and like 3 really long seconds go by. And then I rammed them back up my pants leg and said, "That was weird, but I do believe they are clean," and then continued the meeting. WTF? You know, you didn't F up by pulling them out. You F'd up by shoving them back up your pants leg and saying, "That was weird, but I do believe they are clean." That's where you F'd up. Obviously, you have no reason why you did this. That's why you said WTF at the end. I can't imagine being in that meeting and that happens. But, yeah, if I were a dude and that happened and I pulled them out, I would have been like, "Oh, looks like my wife's laundry got mixed up with mine. Sorry, guys." And I would have put them in my pocket, not shove them back up the pants leg. Why would you do that? Oh my goodness. If you guys have stories to share like that, please feel free. I have gone to work before with a stocking attached to the side of my pant leg. This was prior to me using downy sheets in the dryer, so there was a lot of static cling back then. Down in the comments by inappropriate word pocket, so it's T-what pocket. It made it way weirder that you shoved them back in your pants leg. Yeah, it really did. Underneath that by AK Nom Noms. That was the best effing part. Like Opie's just gonna tuck them back in for safekeeping. Although, to be fair, where else should they have put them? You don't put things in your pant legs to begin with. Why would you put something that came out of them back into it? And our last story today is by Emily Doom. We're just gonna keep going with the undergarment theme in this Today I Effed Up episode. Today I effed up by accidentally flashing my worst underpants at my neighbor. Oh God, this just happened. Please share my shame. I'm a 34 female and live in a cottage divided into 4 flats. 3 share a main floor door that leads to a corridor and our individual entrances. You need to know that there's a crazy heat wave in the UK right now. It's 8 p.m. and my living room is still 29 degrees Celsius. Since it's so hot, I'm keeping the blinds drawn and wearing just a strappy top and knickers. Terrible, faded, granny pants, essentially. I'm also really not slim, so it's less sexy, more, oh God, oh no, why, my poor eyes. The F-up itself was that since my door is literally less than a meter from the shared front door, that I could grab my post in 2 seconds without covering up. Folks, I was mistaken. The exact moment I have my arm in the post box, the door swings open, and in comes my poor neighbor, who's a 21 male. I yelp, we both have a small heart attack, and freeze. My brain tries to decide if running away and slamming the door is more embarrassing than just attempting to blasé it out. Cue 30 seconds of awkward small talk about the heat wave before we both retreat awkwardly. And that is why I'm now adding a brand new, remember that terrible awkward thing that happened? Highlight to my brain for many years to come. Also, these underpants are being binned tomorrow. I'm sure all of us have some embarrassing story like this one that we'd want to share. I have one, but I'm not going to share it because it's not entirely appropriate for YouTube. I like reading the reactions people have to it. That reminds me of the other day when this happened to me. It is always interesting to hear other stories from people. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a blasé day.